Hello there, Nat Edwards with your Thursday Footy Feed. Well, we begin with Ben Rutten, who's still clinging to his position as Essendon coach. It's been somewhat of an unedifying week at the hangar. The coaching fraternity today going into bat for Rutten. Sarah Olle has more.
As the Bombers' pursuit of Alistair Clarkson heats up, Ben Rutten continues to front up at the club. He may not have that many allies on the Essendon board, but it's a different case amongst his peers.
You know, I'm a mate of Ben and I've reached out to Ben. It's a really tough situation, and to be honest, I think we all sit here as coaches and we look at that situation, and the one thing you want in our industry is respect, and I don't think Ben's been afforded that. I think it's been pretty poor how he's been treated.
You know, we all know that when we sign up as senior coaches, the buck stops with you, and unfortunately I feel like Ben's experiencing that too early. You know, he's obviously under enormous pressure, but I have spent many moments thinking about him.
You know, what I do know is Brett Rutten's a terrific coach. You know, we've had him in these four walls. We know what he's capable of and how well he can do the job. But what I do empathise with is the human element. It's a tough situation, but that's the caper we're in.
Meanwhile, Clarkson is weighing up two offers. North Melbourne's still the front runners, and the four-time premiership coach won't have any competition from Ken Hinkley.
You know, I can only answer it the same way I've answered always. You know, I'm committed to Port Adelaide, and expect to see out my contract at Port Adelaide as Port Adelaide are to me. So,
but as we're seeing at the Bombers this week, contracts aren't always worth the paper they're written on. Sarah Olle, Footy Feed.
Staying at the Bombers, Michael Hurley will retire at the end of the season. The much-loved defender set to play a farewell game on Saturday night against Richmond. Hurley hasn't featured since round 18 2020, a life-threatening hip infection on the eve of last season, threatening to finish his AFL career altogether.
To get back out in the MCG, to be able to say goodbye, to be able to say thank you, and to have one last kick with the guys that means so much to me is really special.
Hurley will retire a two-time All-Australian. Saturday night, his 194th game. The futures of Saints Bradley Hill and Paddy Ryder hang in the balance, while Dan Hannebery will retire after this weekend's game against Sydney. It comes as St Kilda coach Brett Rutten has welcomed a full review of its football operations following a disappointing season.
I think it will help our footy club, and that's what we want to get out of this, to become a better footy club. And I think regardless if you've had a poor second half of the year or what, you should be reviewing your club each year. Because whether you finish second, third, fourth, if you don't win it, you need to try and strive for that premiership, which is damn hard to get.
As reported by Cal Toomey in AFL.com.au's Inside Trading column, Hill is open to being traded despite having 2 years left to run on his contract at St Kilda. Brett Rutten yet to have a conversation with the midfielder.
Well, I haven't heard anything, and we're coming into that space where Brad might be the first name of maybe 20 or 30 players that gets into this space where people say they want to go or not. Where does it come from? Nobody knows. So I haven't had a conversation with Brad around that article.
Ryder has previously declared he wants to play on next year. The veteran ruckman, though, is currently in South Australia. Rutten asked today if he was still a required player.
I can say one thing, but we've got to work out what Paddy wants as well. So the big thing is he's getting older, and it's challenging to get up each year and each game. So we need to just work through and see where his mind's at.
Meantime, Hannebery has made the call to hang up the boots. The 31-year-old to receive a fitting swan song as he plays his 226th and final game against former club Sydney on Sunday. Over at Richmond, and good news for Tiger fans, Daniel Rioli inking a 5-year deal with the club that will keep him at Tigerland until the end of 2027.
He's playing some spectacular footy, as we know. He's such an important player to the fabric of our footy club and the way he goes about it. And the great thing is to see him evolve as a player. We saw him come in early and be a part of those three flags as up forward, but then we see him, change the position and grab that with both hands.
And a big happy birthday to Dimmer. He turns the big 5-0 today. To the Accor Live Limitless away game of the week now, and Josh Bruce looks set to return for the Western Bulldogs, who face Hawthorn in Launceston on Sunday. It's a must-win clash for the Dogs if they are to play finals. They'll also need Carlton to lose to the Magpies to feature in September.
Yeah, he'd be picked, absolutely, as a key forward, and As you know, he does pinch hit in the ruck a little bit, which he may need to do.
And finally, the Lions will be without Marcus Adams and Calamar Chi for tomorrow night's clash against Melbourne at the Gabba. The pair are still suffering from the effects of a concussion. And that is the news for this Thursday. For all your team news ahead of the final round of the home and away season, head to afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. We'll be back with more Footy Feed tomorrow. We'll catch you then.